Hey everyone, this is Monarchy, and today I'm still going to be off and on doing some breaks here and there. Um, yeah, so before we get started, I just want you guys to clarify and see the map. The differences from what I made my last Riftstone from now. So as you could see, there is some changes and where certain alliances are taking certain places over if it's 2 by 2 or by 1. And, if they are an alliance, they're pretty much trying to do that triangle uh, pentagram strategy. But it could also, maybe falter looking like a Orion's Belt or Little Dipper. That I will explain further down the line of those type of things. Um, as I could see, there's no one occupying this boomstone, which is I can't see why, but I'll explain further down the line why. But we're just gonna take a look for certain changes. I'm just doing it like a slow path, and Whispered had two. I believe they lost one, or they gave up on it. Because since I mentioned these two things, and what do you know? In the Cloud is doing something similar, and these guys, Rogue, they call or rename themselves. And okay, Esper took this boomstone. I could see why they took it. Um, yeah, I could see why they took. Cryo Dragon took this. As of now, as of late, they've been still holding strong in this uh, area. Sometimes they lost it and they regain it. Yeah, they haven't moved as much. Neither these guys. So, my best ultimatum and guessing, there's been a shift and certain events and things like that. Therefore, certain top guilds are, you know, trying to take control, but also looting and taking benefits of XYZ. Why I say that? Let's go back to Adentis, Riftstone, and Dentis, Riftstone, and if we go here, any of these guys, he has his proper Riftstone. This I can't recall. A dentist has his proper Riftstone, and so on and so forth. That monsters that you see as a boss, they have somewhat of their own Riftstone or Boonstones that you could use every single day, battle, and get certain benefits and see if those drops um, is able to, you could either give it to your members or you could sell it in the auction house. Most people will sell certain items in the auction house, but regardless of that, big is your guild. If it's if you're one of the top dogs, of course you're gonna have the numbers. But if you're a medium-sized guild, smaller guild, you could take some of the advantage of guilds that has higher numbers. Let me explain. Most gamers uh, or players, whatever you want to call them, uh, they don't know how to strategize. A lot of them, like the percentage is big, so I would say 95%. But I can digress because I'm just looking at it in point of view in one server. But we have multiple servers, and from a different country as a whole. Like, I don't know if we're up against to a different server from JP or Korean. I might be mistaken, but let me know if I made a mistake. Yeah. So the numbers are big, so I can digress and lower it a tad bit, maybe to 80% or 90% to give me some wiggle room to work with. So I'm not saying no one can't strategize. No. It's just that people has a tendency of having a habit of, you're playing a game and the most thing you're gonna do is button smash. And you're just throwing out the combos. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're just you're waiting till your what's it called, skill cools down, goes down, and you're able to use it again. So that's pretty much it. That's what a lot of gamers do. So having a strategize or strategic moves, they won't say, okay, how am I gonna take this dude out? Right? They're not like that. Or thinking ahead. So like if you could see ahead like 5 minutes or few seconds ahead of someone, will you be able to see it? Depending on the person. Like my strategy, just to stun it for another person could mess with it. Let's say I'm the other person that's gonna mess with it. Oops. Take it down, and I'm off to look for something else. But since my character is a support character, right? I'm a paladin. I can be DPS main. I can be, whatever. But depending on your playstyle and your role, what you want to do and how you use your character efficient, and how you be efficient with your guild members, because there are regardless how big or small of your guild, but start with testing out and feel around. Take a month of, let's say, a group of 6 that you're going to work with, and see how the chemistry of that group of 6, regardless if it's a full tank or a full group of, let's say, button smashers, DPS, and I'm gonna throw out there assassins or spears. Okay, from that group of six, or member, should I say, the six players in that single group. That's the perfect, I should say in the beginning. The six people into that single group able have a chemistry and able to work with each other and balance their strength and weaknesses and foreshadowing of what would happen to, let's say, me if I'm fighting this character. Okay, and I need backup and my health is low. What is the first instinct that you should do? That is the question you should ask yourself. If I'm here and my partner is getting their HP low because of that character, of course I'm going to go after him to get. I'm his wingman. I have to protect my group of people. Okay? So, what if I'm just full concentrated? That's, players that has tunnel vision and it's just concentrating on defeating that single player. It may be a struggle or things like that, but the thing is, they're fixated in one target, and they're not able to look in their surroundings, because that single target might have another person waiting or coming to his rescue. You have to think of that type of scenario. It's like real life. If you're facing off a bully, bullies tend to, technically, they don't fight on their own, not 1v1. It's going to be you versus bullies. So it could be 3v1, 4v1, excuse me. That type of scenario of you have to fight the odds. So a way that you could fight the odds, it's sometimes retreat and oh, my dude is in trouble, bam, and if you're able to knock that person out and your boy or girl able to heal herself or take a breather, you guys be able to challenge this person and knock him out and whoever's with him. But playing devil's advocate, sometimes it won't work as you may think, because things goes as a blink of a second. So you only have milliseconds to react and milliseconds to escape and make certain decisions and calls. With that being said, someone has to lead you or call shots. So, depending how big is your guild, you have to know how to function properly. The best way scenario to practice these things: co-op dungeon. Co-op dungeon will be the best place to practice a a single group of 6 of your guild and see how who's gonna call the shots. Who's gonna be a leader and call the shot? Who's gonna be the leader of that guild, of that group, and who's gonna call the shots? Because a person can multitask, should be able to call shots. If you can't multitask, you shouldn't be able to call the shots because you're distracted by that single thing and things that are around you, because you're going to be decking out fighting this monster and some monster around you, like this peck of dust, and then that monster behind you. So you're all over you're all over the place, and it's, you know, it's injecting that um energy. So you're like, oh, which where do I go? Which where do I do? You know, it's that type of like scenario. Like, what should I do? What should I do? I need to keep on attacking. I need to keep pushing. Can't let my members down or my group down. Boom, 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 boom. But sometimes, yeah, shit happens. You die. That's okay. Don't overthink it. Just get back into the game. And depending, sometimes dying is a good thing. You're seeing, and you're pretty much being a free scout without even pushing, without risking your life any further. Because let's say I'm dead. I'm able to see this scenario, my surroundings, so I could give the information to the leader or the person who's calling the shots. That is, a way of communication and working with your team. So, let's say you're in a tight spot, all right? And your team is right behind you. But you see people, let's say this rock here. You see people coming towards you. Away for it, depending on the class, and if you know, this is the difference. If you know, or if you think, or here's the third one. If you're second guessing yourself, fall back. Because you don't know what is this rock is doing. You don't know how powerful or how strong it is. And if you're second guessing yourself and you are thinking, oh, maybe I can, don't push yourself. Don't be the hero. Fall back. If you can. If somehow it's a tank that chain hooks you, best way is to call tank chain hook, and then do what you can to distract, but also stealing their time and effort for fixating on you, letting your teammates know that there's trouble. Once, sadly to say, you're gonna die if you don't have that type of build, because each build, each class has a strength and weaknesses, and you are going up to maybe a certain weakness that you haven't figured that out, or you able to buy some time. But even though you may be a little bit hard to kill, but you're not, at your peak. But that is okay. He chain hook you, there's nothing that you could do. So don't give up, just give him hell. And once you die, stay dead be a scout and tell your group, or if you're in a big event, let the leader know that's calling shots for each and every individual group. But sometimes that's why you have a leader that's leading uh, the group of 6, and hopefully he's able to call the shots. If he's not able to call the shots, I think this best bet, he shouldn't be the leader at that group. The one that's able to communicate and call the shots should be the one to do so. But I can digress. There can be people that, maybe unexperienced, but if they keep practicing, they can improve and probably be better of calling shots. Because there are, let's say, if you could see my left side where, the comments and, the chat log, right? You could see 4 people, and including me, I said GG. Out of the 4, there's gonna be someone there that is, underdog or expired. No, not expired. A hidden potential that they are able to multitask, but they don't know how. So help them grow into something that is, perfection. That use them wisely, help them grow, nurture that. If you can, they will be the best tool, but also not just the best tool, but best player in this period of time. You could make them really good. Because there is, people that calling shots and, leading, sometimes they're not meant to lead. Because I could take that as an experience. Okay? When I was in Call of Duty, I didn't know how to do shit on Call of Duty. I was learning a bit really good of shooter games when Rainbow Six Vegas 2. I was getting introduced to that before I went to Call of Duty. That was one of my favorite shooter games of all time. Siege 6, Rainbow Six Siege, it's, crap. It's not like how Rainbow Six Vegas 2 or Rainbow Six Vegas. But regardless of that, I had friends that they saw my potential because my reactive time and how I was able to counter their attacks. Let me rephrase that. My counter ability of fighting games, that I was able to predict certain movements, what you're gonna do, and our shooting time, I could almost kill you. I'm aiming between the eyes. That's how didn't know what I was doing. I was aiming to the head, killing people, and my opponents and my friends in that clan. But I still didn't know what I was doing. I don't know how to aim guns properly. I was just, I died so easy. This guy is like, you know what? you're kind of good. You're pretty good. You should join our clan. I'm like, I'm not good. I just barely begin playing. And it was just a week of playing. I just barely started to do the campaign, and I still didn't quite grasp it or understand certain mechanics because I barely trying to figure out how to move my character and how to adjust the sensitivity because I didn't know how I'm able to move my character. I didn't understand the sensitivity that you could control that, but I never knew. And the way I walked like a bot, and they're like, "You should come with us." And I was shocked, and I was like, "No, I don't know. It's I guess this game is not for me." They're like, "Just give it a try. Come with us." So I went with them. End of the day, they made me the really good, pretty good. Not the best, not the greatest, but I was decent enough that I was able to survive and learn many different type of weapons. Any weapon that was on the floor, I was able to pick it up and put a bullet between the eyes. And they seen that I'm a sharpshooter. So they were training me to use a sniper, but I haven't completed that training because something happened to the console and died out, and I couldn't um able to stay contact with them. My favorite weapon was Raging Bull, and we were just playing, tag, paintball gun, um, you know, long range attacks with just snipers. I mean, not snipers, handguns. It was a blast. But going back to Call of Duty, same thing happened. Similar. And I had a friend, he's like, you know what? I'm going to teach you how to use a sniper. I've learned how to use a 50 cal, one of my favorites. And he taught me some tricks and he gave me great advice. And then a meta happened that I haven't figured out how people were doing it, but I was trying to mimic them and I was able to quick scope without any proper training or any proper guidance or, you know, watching YouTube or, having a manuscript, figuring out other players' videos, things like that. I just kind of figured out, and I'm like, how did you do that? They're like, we're just doing quick scope. It's easy, nothing hard nothing to it. And I was trying to figure it out. It's very complicated. And then finally, the last minute, I was messing with the sniper and trying to figure out, and finally, I was able to scope and release really quick scope that one person that was keep targeting me with the sniper, and he got impressed. So he's like, let me. Uh, he's the one who was teaching me how to do quick scope, and plus other clanmate that I had, and helped me finish it off, learning a certain trick how to do it. So I've learned how to quick scope. I was the second or third best out of 5 of my clan. Um, from there, yeah. So with that being said, not to keep going at it, because I could keep on blabbering about, the golden years of Call of Duty and things like that. and then going from Destiny, da di da di da. But anyways, that little snippet of the story, you can nurture someone and make them a banger. You know, I sometimes I hang around uh all regions going around, but especially here where we first get into the world and discovering the map. You're gonna have maybe beginners still around. There's gonna be still players or beginners around this area. But if you do find them, don't put in your damn guild that's saying you're looking for 50 and well equipped, or their number has to be 3K or 250K at least. No, 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 no. You're missing a lot of good players that hasn't been discovered. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, this could be a good somewhat training practice as well, because it has a ditch, and it kind of sucks it doesn't have that mechanic in Call of Duty that you could have your group and then you could face your own guild and in different scenarios, private matches. We have something similar to that. It's arena, but you're just not strategizing. You have the same arena in the guild, but it's not like a private matches, and you have like your personal field like in Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, I give them props that you could go toe to toe with strangers, but also with your clanmates, and you know you could learn each other habits from their strengths and weaknesses. So like that, you could try to complement each other in order to build that type of harmony. If you keep playing with each other, um, like I said, one group of 6, you could do so much things, but that's looking at it in a smaller scale. But in a bigger scale, that you have to compete of like taking boonstone, riftstones, you're gonna have 2 group of 6 or even more, depending how big of the guild that you have. So you're pretty much stretching yourself a tad bit, but also the one more that it's taking it a little bit more hard, it's the healers, because the healers cannot split themselves in 2 and like, or split themselves as much as possible, because they have to be, excuse me, they have to be in one group and focusing on that group of 6. They cannot extend their hand for the other group of 6. That's no way, no shape, or no how. That's why I said that guilds needs to be revamped and change in a positive way that can complement um you know a group of 6 of that one group of six and another group of six and another group of six, they, since they're in a guild, they should be able to extend their hands and help that other group of six out, because since they are in the same guild, I should see that shouldn't be a problem that a healer should extend a hand of each and every group and able to spread out the healing love. But since they can't, they're pretty much stuck. Like this boomstone, the sword, you cannot touch it. I cannot touch the sword because there is a barrier that it's limited to that specific area or that group. It cannot reach out to extend their hand and help that person out, because once you're in a group, you got locked in. You cannot go extend and get out of that bubble and help the other group members, your guild members. That's what I guess makes the healer a huge target and easy to kill. If they're able to change that type of pattern, that members in the same guild can have access to this group of six, and the other group of six, it would benefit a huge margin of players, not just healers, but technically the whole group and the whole class tree. Because let's go to skills. Let's go to skills. And scratch that, sorry. Select skill sets. So as of now, we have four, so 8 total classes that you could do different type of combinations. But if a staff, a wizard, or Gandalf the Great cannot help that other group and give them buffs or some type of to prevent them getting one-shotted or something like that, or give them elemental damage, they can't reach or extend their hand only to that group that they are on. Same with wand. Wand has completely been nerfed because of that. And staff and other guilds, of course, the other classes, of course, they could do X, Y, and Z. Great sword, because of I believe this. No, sorry. This one, encourage. I can do and help certain players outside of my group sometimes. I don't know if it's this or I don't believe the fountain. It only works with my group. I think swift healing. I don't know. It's gonna be some type of healing. I don't know if it's a I don't know if it's the longbow the staff or the wand or greatsword that can extend their hands out of that bubble and help them just a tad bit. But yeah, all of those what I've mentioned, they are nerfed to an extent because they could only be in that group doing something. And that is the issue. But yeah, I wanted to talk about strategizing and how can you improve how you could work with your guild or with members, alliances, so on and so forth. Because each event, it's good to have these type of exercise that helps you and identify your weaknesses. So don't be discouraged that if you lose in these type of frenzies, regardless, it can sometimes be a conflict. I don't know if this could be a conflict, but yeah, I know this one cannot. But there are some of these is going to be a conflict or between, what is this, guilds. So try it out and see what works with that single group of 6, or as a group, work to learn to work together and have better communication. Communication is key. Let me go to, before we go and wrap things up, I'm gonna go to a certain monster and how you go to the way Watcher's Post, and you're coming to here because if you know where I'm going, this is most likely certain people will go and follow certain strategies. So you come here, fly, people will say go here, there, or land where I'm landing. So you're gonna see a group of guild members being lined up in a certain pattern. So they're being here, maybe there, but most likely you're gonna see a lot of people where I landed, here and some here, and basically you're gonna see them like hanging around here, and there's this monster here each and every time, and there's patterns how people get to this point. So there is the shadow crypt area, and then you have the wave Watcher's Post, but also I believe this area. So there is 3 areas that people go to, and if you have this boonstone in that specific time or day, you have that teleportation. So what people do is flank and hang out around here. Oops. Here. So there is 2 points where people are strategizing and gonna go in to this side, or this side. Because either they're going to go straight ahead and go to here, or they're going to say, don't go here, go to 2, and wait, hold your position, and things like that. Because what I've learned from Chaos and Sparrows, they have certain patterns that it's similar, but not similar enough. What one of their strategies, it's pretty basic, that this is point 1, point 2. People follow point 1 and hug on your right side. So this wall, hug the wall and wait around this point. And I'm gonna give you the signal, okay, to get into here. And then once we're here, you're gonna go full on attack depending if they're busy. But if not, you're gonna go to this point. And then, you know, that point, because pretty much how I've seen Sparrows, they have a point here, they have a point here, these points, something like that. But it's more how do I call it? It's clockwork that they are doing it. My points are not the best. It's not as accurate. Just an FYI. So they do something like this, what the last time I've seen, and it made perfect sense why they did that. And then I don't know if there was a point in here. Oops. Well, let's say for shits and giggles. Damn it. Damn. Oh, I'm maxed out of pins. Okay. So let's say for shits and giggles it's like this. Hold on. So when you're flying, they were able to put the points very better that you could see in the floor. So that's how you're gonna see it. I made it bad. I didn't make it accurate enough. But 1 is here. Someone's gonna go here. 2, someone's gonna go there. 9, so they're calling out in a certain order, right? So if I go down and try to fight the boss or something, you know, so if there's a group coming at 1, they're gonna be such and such, so and so archers or something, have this spread AoE shot ready. We're gonna clear out some of these mobs, and once they see certain player or how big the guild is, they're gonna say, okay, now target it. So let's say they're targeted and able to do that spread AoE. Boom. And then once they have that one done, next one, have your AoE ranger able to attack, like something like that. And healers, pay attention to your group, things like that. And another AoE on the 1, boom. And that's how certain people are doing things. And then they're like, okay, they're going at Number 4, person with Beyblades, come here and let it rip, and have your archers have your AoE ready to target 4 to help the Beyblades, the rogue players. So that's how people are calling shots. And then, like, if they're able to go number 6 or 5, you know, it's gonna be something like that. And they're like, okay, DPS, focus on mobs. And healers or paladins, heal your neighbors, heal yourself. And then focus on the monster, the boss monster, whatever his name is. Okay, okay, okay. And then, you know, they're coming at 2. Archers, mages, get ready to use your DPS or AoE, excuse me. So, wham. So, things like that. I'm just giving you a glimpse of what I kind of worked with and seen because how I see it right now, it makes perfect sense how they display each and every point as a clockwork. So like that, they could able to call the shots and be more organized. If people are on top, they have a pin for there. So let's say 7. It's above from 7, and you have to have it your map. Your map is another key point. So they're gonna say 7 at, because this is west, south, east, and north. I will put out the compass later on, because we're 8. Well, give me a second here. Where 8 is south. 7 and 6, since it's not, this is just an example. My patterns is not perfect. So where 8 is 6 at is the west. So you're gonna say west south, west north, or things like that. And then 5 and 4 is north. 10 is east. And then you have your northeast at 3, and 9 east south. So that's how they able to read it, and people have it like this of the map, like this, and you know, it's see-through. It's not as distracting, so you'll be able to know where you're going and where you are you know, working on. So that's how certain high guilds and popular guilds are using these simple tricks and using it as their advantage and tactics, because they know from smaller guilds, maybe medium guilds, won't know certain tricks that they could use to improve their strategize or implement certain things. So that's one way to read the map of a certain area, because each time that I'm moving, as you could see, I could see where I need to be. There's Watcher's Point, And like that. Learn how to use this tool to your advantage. So putting it back to minimap, going back to the whole map, you have a compass here. Okay, this is north, south, sorry, north, south. Okay, south is always going to be bottom, north is on top. Then you have your west on your left side, and you have your east on your right side. That's how you read the map. But I will put a display how you read this. So once we have the new region, we're going to be in the north. And this is going to be like, we could say, an equator or the divide of north and south. Just saying. It can be like that. Who knows? It probably be this may be the new south, and there's going to be more up here, so it's going to be, you know, farther north. Something like that. But that's why, remember, use this mini map in your screen. You could expand it, make it a little bit bigger. It's see-through. Shouldn't bother you as much. Just to insert in events and then put it back. But like I say, this is one part of strategizing and how you could organize a little bit better for smaller guilds, medium guilds, bigger builds, and guilds that needs help. This is basic and a little bit advanced certain techniques and skills and certain party tricks like the map. There you have it. I'll see you guys next time for another video. So, good night and have a wonderful day. And also, before I go, please like and subscribe. That will mean the world to me. And share the video. Leave a comment if you guys like. Now, again, take it easy. Take care. Bye.